Hello and welcome back to MoonClan. My name is Frosty and today, as per usual, we are picking up where we left off last time. So we are going to be heading into spring or, I think I'm actually blanking on what spring is called in warrior cat language. I guess we'll see together in just a little bit. But last time we actually went ahead and updated the game. And honestly, I'm really digging the new update. I wish we got to pick our icon for the clan because I would have picked a lot of other things over the symbol we were dealt. That's okay. It's just aesthetic at the end of the day, I think. So, last time, I don't think too much really happened. We had a few kits graduate into apprentices. And in terms of general clan duties, I think that was really all. We did, of course, have most of the clan recover from the white cough epidemic, which is great. I don't think there was any issues with white cough because the only cat that ended up passing away was due to a mangled tail of all things. So we were all very sad to see Mosscomb go, especially in that way. But we are going to be diving in directly today without any further ado to Moon 95 for us and 96 for the clan. Sky Scratch is going on and on about a really cool cloud. You're caught yawning at the tail and Sky Scratch is cross for a few days. Oops. We trip on our way to the fresh kill pile. Half the clan saw it, but Sky Scratch is nice enough to help you play it off. Phew. Some time today was well spent lost in our own thoughts. Reflection is always a useful tool. Pigeon Flick has gotten a running nose. Ravensong wakes one day after moons of numbness and feels as though the world is less dull. Chirpback is healed from their broken bone, but has gotten a running nose. Blue Shade is no longer shivering. Blue Shade was taking some prey from the fresh kill pile only to find a horde of rats. While Blue Shade managed to fight off everyone, they got injured in the process. Storm Sky has finally warmed up and is no longer shivering. Flip Paw no longer has white cough. Liar Rush was seen touching noses with a loner. Scandalous, the clan has encountered Meat Lug. And then Blue Shade snooze again. In other news, we've really had a lot of run-ins with predators and rats attacking our fresh kill. I don't know if it's just because we have a surplus or not, but this really needs to chill itself out because I don't want to keep losing cats to us actually just being overly successful hunters, Frost Whisper nods politely as Yarosar passes. Frost Whisper quickly apologizes after bumping into Fear's face, and we have a small laugh about it. Icy Fin helps us pick burrs out of our fur. Cole Slash thinks Frost Whisper was nice to them today. Alright, overall a lot of positive effects. I think I'm going to count Sky Scratch as positive, even though that was kind of a neutral effect. At the end of the day, I think that's just better. But let's check out Meat Lug here. I just can't get over that name, Meat Lug. So here she is. This is a really interesting code, actually. She's a young adult female with copper eyes and a torty pelt. She's strange, but a great mediator. She's really, really young, at only 13 moons old. So in general, I think she probably would have been very welcome in the clan as mediator since we really don't have one and are kind of disadvantaged by that fact. I think we still need to give Liar Rush a strike though, as much as that pains me to do, because she's still being very friendly with an outsider. And even if that's a recruiting tactic, I don't think the clan would smile on that very readily. So I'm gonna give her a strike, intentioned or not. And we're just gonna have to hope that she doesn't get a third. Though Moon 61 is now 30 moons back, so that could be wearing off soon too. Okay, so just as a note, even with the rats raiding our pantry, we still have 294 prey items at a needed amount of 82. Really, it feels very gluttonous to be having so much prey, but at the same time, it's really not hard to get ahead, I'll be honest. Like, I get not wanting nutrition to be such an overwhelming factor, but at the end of the day, there's just so much food that even if I were to do all border patrols, I feel like our hunting missions would still come back mostly successful and still end up netting us kind of a general increase thereof. Then again, I also haven't been prioritizing like only border missions pretty much ever, just because our options for border missions are to recruit cats or to antagonize cats, and that's never really a priority one way or the other. So everyone's fine there, luckily. But until we get that surplus down, we're gonna just keep having run-ins over that food. Just checking in on our relationships to the other clans. It doesn't look like anything has changed since last time. We are still allies with everybody, and they still regard us as being proud. I am going to go ahead and try and invite in Meatlug. I don't know if that's going to have any effect, but I'd like to try and see her in the clan all the same. And let's go ahead and see how the clan is doing with that. Yarosar is napping. We are talking to him. I keep reliving that moment when I made a fool of myself at last gathering. Do you think the other clans are still laughing at me? We reassure Yarosar that no one probably remembers. Oh, you think so? I guess that's a little reassuring. I think there's a little bit more pressure as leader to be well-spoken, but yeah, at the end of the day, everyone's more caught up in their own drama. Needledew is giving some advice to Flippaw. Blueshade wants to spend some time alone today. He is injured with a torn ear, which I guess really for a medicine cat that's not really had warrior training against a horde of rats, I think he walked away pretty well from that encounter. Hill Petal is checking up on the warriors. Storm Sky is feeling down for some reason. Sky Scratch is changing their bedding for the 3rd time today. Oh, Frost Whisper, I noticed you seemed a bit tired. Do you want some of my fresh kill? It might help. It's a very kind offer. You know, for her being what's basically our sister-in-law, I don't think we really talk to Sky Scratch all that often. Which is a little bit of a shame, because this was basically the alternative to the cat I would have picked as our main character. If it hadn't been a cat that looked like Frost Whisper, it would have been Sky Scratch. So I think it's kind of weird how that AU possibility played out like this. We are spending a considerable amount of time grooming. Guess we just want to look our best for Lyre Rush. Lyre Rush is trying to set a good example for younger cats. We're going to talk to her and then flirt. There are days when I wonder about the purpose of love. But then I look at you and I'm reminded. Oh, it's so sweet. If StarClan came for me tomorrow, I'd be ready to go knowing that I got to spend time with a cat as wonderful as you. I'm really glad we did finally get to have some romance in this game, because some of these like little interactions are just so sweet. And we can finally do what I'm hoping is going to be a date too. We're both finally feeling okay and not thinking about other cats. Fierce Face is feeling down. Hey Mousebrain, I saved your favorite piece of prey for you. Yeah, go on, shower me with praise. I already know you think I'm so great. You and Fierce Face laugh as you cross camp to share a meal together. I mean, I think we actually have a genuinely good relationship with Fierce Face in general. Like, look at how much they admire us, for example. I genuinely wonder, like, this is maybe a little bit of a morbid thought, but I genuinely wonder how the clan is going to feel when it's Frost Whisper's time. Like, would they really miss us, or would they spit on our graves? I don't know. Icy Fin wants to get to know Moonfern better. Oh, Frostwhisper. I wasn't expecting to see you today. How are you feeling? Would you like to share this prey with me? I don't mind. You worked really hard lately and you deserve it. Here, you can sit next to me. Now tell me, how was your day? Everybody is trying to feed us. I get we probably had a little bit of a harsher winter, but at the same time, we were not going hungry during that whole fiasco. Cole Slash has the apprentices very engaged in a very, very tall tale. As one of the more recent warriors, I'm sure he's really looking to see that they're looking up to him specifically. We're talking to him? Not now. Or maybe we'll talk to him later. Burrowpaw is actually asking Cole Slash for hunting tips, so he might be bragging to her. And Spruce Paw is reenacting a move that they saw us do. Alright, we're talking to him. Spruce Paw struts around camp with their head held high. Whatever they just did, they must be proud of it. It's not going to give us any insight to that, but I think they're doing well in their training from the sounds of it. Moonfern is helping to mediate minor squabbles. I'm just going to cross out the between kits there. And Charred Rumble is doing the same. With no kits to care for, I think they kind of just take on general duties around camp. I know I said it before, but like Charred Rumble, I think kind of just guards the camp naturally. And maybe Moonfern does take on a little bit more of a mediation role. Alright, first things first, let's do our LifeGen patrol. A cat we have a crush on seems down lately. We want to do something to cheer them up. We decide to share a humorous story from our apprentice days. They listen attentively, and by the end, their mood seems lifted. They thank you for making them smile. I wonder if that's Liar Rush or one of Frostwhisper's other crushes. Oh, date. We finally have occasion to actually do this, so let's do it. Oh, look at this little art with the heart that their tails are forming. You and Liar Rush are out on a walk alone at the rise of dawn. You take a moment to sit down on a small hill and look at the rising sun. You wonder if this moment can become something more intimate between you and Liar Rush. We slowly inch closer to Liar Rush and lean our head on their shoulder, but they glare you down and scoot away uncomfortably. Ouch, that was awkward. Yikes, I guess we really missed out on the moment. That being said, I think a sunrise patrol really makes sense for MoonClan, because that'd be like the equivalent of our sunset. And everybody thinks sunset is really romantic. Blueshay gathers juniper. Oh, while searching for some specific herbs, Hill Petal is startled by weird sounds and whispers on the wind. It's been a long time since we've gotten this. The sounds die away and then start up again in strange, unpredictable intervals. Investigating, Hill Petal suddenly finds himself nose to nose with a panting, bleeding queen, one desperately trying to keep their newborn litter quiet. Hill Petal brings the queen back to camp where the clan can assist. Sembright joined the clan, Tiny Kit, Sack Kit, and it looks like that's all, have joined the clan, and our clan's reputation towards outsiders has improved. Honestly, I wonder if it's just because we are not very welcoming to outsiders that we were having those issues. But here's Sembright, looking around the camp with wonder. She is confident and a lore master. She's recovering from birth. Her backstory is she's originally from another clan. Sembright was exiled from her old clan for something she didn't do and came here to seek safety. She joined the clan on Moon 96 at age of 110 moons. Now that we have a little bit more insight to the other clans, I think it'd be cool if it actually named other clans, but that's okay. Sembright is a senior adult female with yellow eyes and a single color tawny pelt. She is 110 moons old, confident and a lore master. And this is what she'll look like all healthy. This is her faith. She has begun to believe in the ideals of the Dark Forest. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if she kind of turned her back from StarClan after a false accusation. That's usually a pretty vulnerable time. Here's Tiny Kit snuggled safe in the nursery. He's a newborn male with sunlit ice eyes and a single stripe orangey tawny pelt. He is nervous. Then we have Sackett, who's a newborn male with green-yellow eyes and a similar pelt, except this one's a little bit more peachy than yellow. And he is sweet. I'm really curious to see how they're going to look like in a moon. Oh, so Storm Sky has headed out to gather some oak leaves from the tree that is starting to grow. This is new artwork for it too. I do like the kind of stylistic pixels. And Storm Sky gathers oak leaves. Oh, that's interesting. It looks like because we took Lyrush out on a date, she might be unavailable for regular patrols. That's an interesting touch. The patrol comes across a small dog right on the border of MoonClan territory. This is our own patrol. We pace towards the small dog, claws out and fur up, backed up with the courage of our clanmates. The dog breaks into a barking fit, but that's our opportunity to attack, covering one another as we push a creature away from our territory. Oh my gosh, what is this art? While practicing their pounce, Spruce Paw goes down hard, falling in exactly the wrong way. They scramble up with a yelp, one paw held off the ground. Ow. I think this is a new prompt too. I do love this art. I can't tell if this is a cat mid-pounce or like a cat falling, but just this whole paw situation is so funny. As leader of the patrol, Weaselry is a cat experienced at battlefield medicine duties. He is a good healer. They have Spruce Paw cautiously stretch out the injured paw, first one way and then the other, drawing answers out of Spruce Paw the entire time until Weaselry is satisfied that this was an almost torn claw. Almost is a key word there though. Spruce Paw will be perfectly fine. I guess we're lucky Weaselry was on the job. Our next training patrol devolves into ghost stories, everyone on edge. Burrowpaw wonders aloud if one of the ghost stories is true. The other cats gather close and comfort them. Time for the silly game to end before someone actually gets upset. I don't know about you guys, but fall is a perfect time for some scary stories. Our last border mission notices some suspicious paw prints, so we have to proceed. The paw prints lead to a trespassing rogue. The furious hiss, Amber Stripe throws himself at the rogue, and together drives him off MoonClan territory. A little bit funny coming from Amber Stripe, who was an outsider just a little bit ago, but I think that's just her way of trying to get back to the clan that adopted her. And also as an update to something I forgot about, but spring is New Leaf. I don't know why I forgot that, but my mind was blanking on that so hard. And we are going to dive into our next moon. Scorchurner is talking about a kitty pet they met on patrol. We recall that kitty pet as well. Small world. On a solo hunt, we purposely cross clan boundaries to chase a fat squirrel, telling no one. Ooh, we're breaking rules now. You trip on the way to the fresh kill pile. Half the clan saw it, but Shaded Antler is nice enough to help you play it off. Phew. It's a dreary day today. Amber Stripe and Snowleaf just came back from patrol and are sheltered beside you. The three of you share tongues for a bit, grooming out damp fur. Chirpback's running nose has finally stopped running. Scorchurner's sprain has healed, and Blueshade's torn ear has healed. Despite a long search, Meatlug could not be found by the clan. Sackett was trying to fluff up his nest when he saw a thorn inside of his bedding. A prank, but it could not fool him. Frost Whisperer waves to Weaselry with their tail as their patrols cross paths out on a territory. Frost Whisperer heard Tiny Kit say something mean. Frost Whisperer purrs for a long time at one of Lyrush's lame jokes. Snowleaf, Moonfern, and Frost Whisperer had a nice talk while eating. Icy Fin is really surprised that Frost Whisperer's life isn't as easy as they thought it was. Twigroach thinks Frost was nice to them today. And Flippaw notices Frost doesn't want to help out. Also, just as a note, we are currently focusing on resting and recovering. So the clan will take more care and time in their tasks, and therefore the rate of injuries, illnesses, and outbreaks will be reduced. I did think this new leaf was a little bit lighter on allergies than usual. I still think we're just going to focus on trying to invite in Meatlug. I don't really want to focus energy on hunting down or driving off other cats, but if we get a chance to recruit another cat, I would definitely not say no, especially a possible mediator. Alright, this is another moon where we're going to be talking to a lot of the clans, so I'm gonna kind of speed through this bit. But first, here's Tiny Kit in his little bit more grown-up Kit form. He's yowling after the older cats to gather more trinkets for his collections. Kit, meanwhile, is pestering older cats to play with him. He grew to be interested in clan history, and so did Tiny Kit. Yarosar is craving the taste of shrew. Needledew is relaxing in camp. Blueshay was startled awake in the wee hours by a vivid dream. Hillpetal is checking up on the warriors. Sky was also startled awake in the wee hours by a vivid dream. It's very possible there's some kind of sign from StarClan in that case. Moonfern is considering how to foster camaraderie among kits from different litters. Jardrumble is marveling at how quickly kits grow and change each day. Amber Stripe is wondering if they would be a good swimmer. Amber Stripe has been grooming every inch of themselves for what seems like hours now. We can't tell if they're vain or just paranoid. We're wanting to complement Rabbitail's fighting techniques, so that's a cat we'll be patrolling with. Weaselreed tries to set a good example for younger cats. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. I swear StarClan Frostlessberry can't just fall asleep at the camp entrance. Heck, what are you even doing here? You were chasing a bug and then fell asleep? Weaselreed doesn't look too convinced, their gaze shifting back to a sick beside you. They frown slightly. Funny, why does your head hurt a little? Yeah, let's go find Blueshade. We knocked ourselves out chasing a bug. Twig Roach calmly takes the lead while some clanmates argue over this and that. Oh, hello. Oh, you want to talk to me? Sure can do, I suppose. The wind is lovely. It always waves through our coats when we're wandering through the territory. Maybe that's our clan's way of telling us we're doing a good job. It's always the introspective ones you gotta watch out for. Lyrush saw a two-legged kit playing with a dog. Lyrush marches through the camp and nods at you, their gaze locked and brows knit together deep in thought. Frostwhisper, have you seen Needledew? I need to report a two-legged sighting near the northern borders. Either they're in the medicine den or no, I haven't seen them. Thank you so much, I'll pass on a good word, see you later. Lyrush bolts off towards the medicine den, almost crashing through the front entrance. You can hear the murmurs from inside. Shortly afterward, the voices died down and Needledew leaps from the den. They begin to shout orders and call for warriors, Lyrush following close behind. The warriors soon follow in hot pursuit behind Needledew, Lyrush included. As they run with the patrol, Lyrush turns to face you, the gleam in their eyes full of a million thank yous. Hopefully they keep the territory safe. Maybe while they're at it, keep up their end of the deal and tell Needledew of your assistance. I don't know why we try and sabotage something that seems that urgent, but I think that's a pretty cool interaction in general. Snowleaf is trying to set a good example for younger cats. We catch Snowleaf admiring you shyly out of the corner of your eye. The way they look at you, no one's ever looked at you like that before. Like you hung the moon. They look away and bury their face in their paws as soon as you glance over. You must have them really smitten. Yeah, maybe somebody else is gonna make a confession at some point. Only time will tell. This has been brewing for like 50 moons. We're all about the slow burn here in MoonClan, I guess. Scorch saw Burrowpaw sneaking a bite of fresh kill. Uh-oh. We have so much anyway. Scorchburner chats with Chirpback so loudly their voice seems to echo off the walls of camp. For just one cat, they sure managed to take up a lot of space. That fits with Scorchburner, I think. Icy Finn saw a kitty pet sitting calmly next to a dog. You're worried about something Scorchburner said to you earlier? Ah, relax. I know my sibling better than anyone, and I'm sure they didn't mean it that way. But if it's really worrying you, I can ask them about it later. And you can be certain it's the truth, too. Scorchburner couldn't lie to me, even if they tried. Heh. Rabbitail is rethinking their life choices. Scorchburner told me earlier that no other cat in the clan could do what I do. What did they mean by that? Compliment. Oh, you really think so? I guess I should probably apologize to them. If I gave a cat a compliment and they ran away crying, I'd probably be a little confused. Shaded Antler is giving some advice to Sadkit. You and Shaded Antler are currently on border patrol. We can hear them mumbling under their breath. We tilt our head, our ears perked. 5, oh, never mind 10. That makes 16. Frostisper, I can feel your stare from the back of my head. If you're curious, you can just ask. What are you mumbling about? I'm counting how many different kinds of beetles I can see. There's a plethora lurking in our territory, but no one has ever paid attention. Some of them are so beautiful, so I want to try and keep a record. I'll need to grab some Perry soap. I'm going to paint them somewhere. I probably sound so unorganized. I apologize for wasting your time. No, not at all. Tell me all about them. You really want to know? Sure, it's just normally other cats don't like my rambles. We should be on patrol more often. I feel like Shaded Antler is just a biologist in a cat skin. Flippaw is daydreaming about being a warrior in Tiger Clan. And for some reason, we're insulting him. Insults are a warrior's last resort. Let's show each other respect. Oh, it burns when an apprentice is more mature than we are. We're talking to Moonfern. Oh, hello, Frostisper. What's wrong? Why am I out of the nursery? You know I'm not stuck in there, right? I can actually leave. I needed a break from all the action in there. There's a lot going on, and I just needed a breather. Me getting irritated at all the noise and then snapping at the kit seriously doesn't seem like a good idea, does it? It's not their fault that they're excited. So out here, I am. It's much, much quieter since most of us are out of camp at this time. Yeah, I mean, never fault a caregiver in any role for needing to take a break. I can only imagine how overstimulating it would be to be around little kids all day, all the time. Moonfern lectures Tiny Kit about the different roles in the clan, and Tiny Kit answers every question in the pop quiz correctly, and compassion 1. Don't know why pop quiz is compassion, but that's okay, it's still a positive for Moonfern. Also, I accidentally clicked on the flirt button, thinking it's a mouse for some reason, so whoops. I think I accidentally gave her some false hope. Or at least a little bit more than usual. Though honestly, her crush has really shifted over to Weaselreed lately. And Needledew, and Falcon Scratch, and I honestly do hope she gets some romance herself. And then Chardrumble is going to tell a story to Sadkit. Chardrumble tells a story about forgiveness between rival warring clans, and Sadkit takes the moral of the tale to heart, empathy 1. And for some reason, we're also insulting Tiny Kit. I'm trying my best, Frostisper. Really, I swear I am. Oh, we're not being a very good role model, are we? Blueshade gathers oak leaves. Hillpetal gathers horsetail. And Stormsky gathers moss. Don't know why I forgot to do LifeGen patrol, but let's go ahead and do that. The apprentice is struggling with their battle moves. We give them some tips and they quickly improve, grateful for our help. Let's try another date with Lyra Rush just because this is very novel and I'm not honestly gonna miss her on patrols too much right now. You and Lyra Rush take a walk along the edge of the territory, trees gently swaying and birds calling in the breeze overhead. We notice a scrap of leaf clinging to Lyra Rush's fur and consider brushing it off with our tail. But no, would that be too weird? We gently brush our tail across Lyra Rush's shoulder blade. They thank you with a purr that's a little too warm for the simplicity of the favor. Oh, it's so cute. Needledew takes her apprentice and Twigroach and his apprentice out on a fighting training patrol. Everyone gets a really nice practice session, picking up a good selection of new tricks for their next skirmish. We're going on a border patrol with Rabbitail, Ravensong, and Falcon Scratch because we were complimenting Rabbitail before on fighting. We spot a badger making a den on BlizzClan territory. We wait patiently at the border for a cat to appear, but we're out of luck for today. Falcon Scratch decides to continue the patrol. They've waited long enough. Our first hunting patrol gathers a huge amount of prey. And now we are up to 420 current out of 86 needed. So honestly, for the next little bit, I'm just going to be doing border patrols only. They might be larger patrols, but only border patrols, because I really don't want to invite ruin with excess prey, like I was saying earlier. We stumble across a large dog in the middle of the clan's territory. Scorchurner selflessly throws himself into the fight, and every time the dog tries to grab at their clanmates, they're there with claws, fur puffed out to twice their normal size. With Scorchurner defending them, the patrol drives the dog off, yowling triumphantly. That sounds about right for a fierce cat. I'm definitely glad we had a bigger patrol, all the same though. Alright, and with that, let's go ahead and dive into the final moon of the episode. We invite Liar Rush to go stargazing with us, though we only end up looking at them more than the sky. Frost Whisper saved a piece of fresh kill that they know is Falcon Scratch's favorite. Frost Whisper sees that Fierce Face's piece of prey looks tastier, and we end up swapping happily. Frost Whisper has gotten a running nose. Pigeon Flick's running nose has finally stopped. Pigeon Flick was pushing through some dense shrubs and felt branches tear painfully at their pelt. Despite a long search, Meatlug could not be found by the clan. I'm gonna do the same thing here. And for the warriors, we're now up on our resting and recovery. We could maintain that. I don't think it's a bad neutral thing to have just to minimize injuries, but I'd like to try and change things around every season. So since we're going to be going into summer next time when we can really start to recruit cats, I'm thinking we can maybe try and treating with outsiders and seeing if that entices a few more cats to join the clan. We just really need some fresh blood in here. Yarostar is wondering how Amber Stripe is doing. Needledew catches Sad Kid climbing a bit too high. Blue Shade is picking the burrs from their pelt. Hill Petal wants to get to know Coal Slash better. And Storm Sky is checking up on the warriors. We're trying to set a good example for younger cats, which is a little hilarious, seeing as we have only been insulting the children the last moon. Liar Rush is wanting to get to know Pigeon Flick better. We'll talk to her and then flirt. Hey, would you like to do some cat watching with me? Okay, so I've got my sights on Chirpback over there. They've been grooming themselves all day. It's kind of relaxing to watch, in my opinion. And Scorchurner over there. Looks like they're making repairs to the apprentice den. It's always getting broken, I've noticed. They're all really rowdy. Seems like they're struggling. Oh, you want to go over and help? Sounds good to me. Let's go lend a paw. Your pelt looks lovely in this lighting. I think a silver cat under a silver moon could look pretty nice. That was just a nice little wholesome interaction with Liar, though. Falcon is pouncing on a stray leaf with satisfaction. We're talking to him. Weaselry just told me the funniest joke ever. It went like, how did the, ah. Falcon Scratch can't even seem to get through their own joke without dissolving into a fit of giggles. You know, sometimes you just have to enjoy the joke. As soon as you explain it, it's not the same anyway. Fierce Face has the apprentices very engaged in a very tall tale. Ah, StarClan, I totally got sprayed by a skunk today. Do I stink? Be honest. We tell Fierce Face that their stench is probably strong enough to stir the dead from their graves. Oh really? Well, in that case. Fierce Face presses her pelt into yours, laughing like a maniac. We shriek and run away, but they quickly pursue, giving chase all around camp. Come back, I just want to share tongues, ha ha ha. Ugh, I can not imagine the feeling of being skunked and then also having no way to remedy the smell. There's gotta be a reason that's such a good defense mechanism. Moonfern is assisting a queen with particularly mischievous kits. Let's not hit the wrong button this time. Sad shows an impressive strategic mind when facing Moonfern in the play fight, his skills nearly rivaling an apprentice's. Intelligence 1. Honestly, I think Moonfern's doing a lot better now. That could have something to do with the improved roles from last update, but I like to think story-wise, it's probably because Moonfern was struggling emotionally on a lot of different levels, and Moonfern ultimately learned to take some time for herself, I think, taking that step away and improving her own mental health, and in turn that allowed her to do a better job. Charred Rumble is shooing a kit back into the nursery. Tiny Kit becomes frustrated when he can't find the things that Charred Rumble hid for him in the scavenger hunt, intelligence -1. Tiny Kit is pestering older cats to play with him, and so is Sackit. Alright, a little bit quicker in interactions this moon. We'll dive into our patrols. After a long day patrolling, a cat we're close to invites us to share tongues. We consider their offer, hoping to deepen our bond. We accept and spend a comfortable evening grooming one another. The intimacy strengthens our bond, and we both go to sleep content. And going on a date with Lyrush, we are assigned to one of the more tedious chores around camp. As we're preparing to start, an idea pops into your mind. We could ask Lyrush if they would want to help out. It'd make the chore easier, and we get to spend time together. We're thrilled when Lyrush happily agrees to help. Though the chore is boring, the two of us joke around and have fun, and before we know it, we're all done. The two of you continue messing around afterwards, and you feel a happy flutter in your chest. I'm so glad we finally get romance. Blue Shade gathers catmint. Hopefully that lasts to next winter. Hill Petal gathers thyme. Storm Sky gathers moss. We've had a pretty successful new leaf with herbs at least. Both of our training missions just have a lot of talking. One about a vision, the other ghost stories again. In our border patrol, we come across a small dog right on the border of the territory again. And once again, we drive it off with the help of our clanmates. Oh, on our next border patrol, Amber Stripe finds an abandoned kit whose parents are nowhere to be found. Oh, the kit is taken back to camp, but it grows weak and passes a few days later. Oh, I was really hoping Amber Stripe could become an adopted parent. I just thought that would be such a good role for her. Aw, poor thing. Our patrol is checking along the border lines and we hear a startling sound. A hiss of pain? We follow to its source. It's a loner and they appear to be injured. I am going to proceed on this one. I think it's courteous to help out another cat, and honestly, we're not hurting for any resources right now. So there's no reason for us to be distrustful of a cat like this in need of help. So we'll help them if they want it. We approach cautiously. The owner draws himself up, but doing so causes them to let out another hiss. Fawnshock offers to take them back to camp, and though they're hesitant, the owner agrees. Miss has joined the clan. We honestly have a lot of cats joining the clan this moon. But Miss is wandering around the camp with wonder. She is a young adult female with a speckled white pelt and green-yellow eyes. She is competitive and a sun high log, formerly a loner. She is injured with a mangled tail, which we do know can be deadly. She used to live in a specific spot, offering help to all who wandered by, but eventually found her way to the clan. She joined the clan on Moon 98 at 22 moons old. In terms of faith, she is completely neutral. I do think I'm going to give her a suffix. I think Miss Spot is a good one. It's not too much of a tongue twister, which is where I think you start to get into with Miss territory. Just that ST, I think, is not doing it a lot of favors. And our last patrol sees two kids from Goose Clan playing close to the border. We wouldn't be able to forget themselves if something happened to the kits, so Sky Scratch orders a patrol, save for Fierce Face to return. And the two cats bring the kits back to Goose Clan, improving our relationships with them. Alright, and that's where we'll go ahead and leave it off for today. So we had quite a few new cats join the clan, really. We're still not quite up to the 2 pages where we'll turn on extinction events, but we're actually approaching at this point. And especially with the Entreating with Outsiders on now, there's every chance we'll get there next episode. Especially if any cats actually start to have kits. Cough, cough, Frost Whisper, please. I want frost babies. But we'll just have to see how everything plays out. Frost Whisper is definitely the kind of cat to take his time, and if an opportunity passes by, sometimes that's just it. So I hope you all enjoyed. I know this is going to be a little bit of a longer one again. Let me know if you want me to cut back on talking with other cats in the clan. With a new update, it seems like interactions based off of my current system definitely have increased in general. So If that gets to be tedious or boring, just let me know and I'll revamp that. But if you guys are enjoying the longer content, showcasing more cats on a bit of a personal level, I'll be happy to continue doing that too. But thank you all again so much for watching. Feel free to check out links in the description below to links to other social media I may or may not ever entertain. And thank you especially to Parental Unit for supporting the channel, as that is greatly appreciated. But until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay happy. I'll see you all then, and bye!